guys? It's John here, back at the NAMM 2020 booth, and I'm here with Tom Bedell. Can you believe this? We got Tom to be here, and we're at the Bedell booth. This is awesome. We're going to run through some stuff here. So excited to have you on the show. Love the story of your involvement in guitars and what's going on with Bedell Guitars. And so tell us a little bit about some of the cool guitars that we got.
Well, first of all, I've got to say, one of the biggest honors of starting off 2020 year is we're going to be working together.
I am excited about that.
I am so excited about
I
that.
am, absolutely. This is really,
so it's
really
going to
cool.
be special, and I can't wait to come down to your store. And we'll do a clinic, we'll do whatever you want.
We're going to talk all kinds of guitars.
I want to meet your customers, I want to have some fun.
Let's do it.
All right, so
that's great.
That's the most important one.
That's great.
Yeah.
What I love about this guy is he is absolutely in to the woods, the making sure everything is just fundamentally supported. We're not trying to, no clear cuts. We're sustainable.
Exactly.
This is awesome.
There's not a piece of clear cut wood in any guitar in this whole booth if it was made in Bend, Oregon. We have a new collection of import guitars. There's no clear cut.
Really?
And as of next year, every guitar, no matter where it's made, it's going to have no clear cut wood. We are 100% committed. When you take a forest and it becomes a whole ecosystem, and there's all kinds of stuff living there. It's not just the tree you're going to build a guitar out of. It's a community.
Absolutely.
It's like where we live and raise our kids and all that. To go in and wipe that out, you know the difference in a salvage? We only use dead Sitka trees that are salvaged, right? Mm-hmm. We pay $2 more for a salvaged Sitka top compared to a clear cut one. For $2,
it's totally worth it.
They're killing the forest. I can't believe it. It just drives me crazy.
Well, see, and it took a guy like you that was going to come in here and go, I want to make this right.
Yep.
And like you said, $2. Does anybody really care? I think everybody out there that's buying guitars would pay $2 more for a guitar that is not going to be, like you said, ruining the ecosystem.
Exactly.
It's not smart at all.
Yep.
So this is not a good idea. So talk to us about some of the cool guitars that we got here at the booth.
Okay. So as you can tell from the video, I'm a lot older than these guys, right?
By like 2 years.
So I grew up in the 60s playing guitar, writing poetry. I actually had launched Bedell guitars in the 1960s. As a high school kid, I imported some. So the music that I love is really the bass music that still is the most popular stuff today.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, who doesn't talk about the Beatles or Crosby, Stills and Nash, or if it's folk, about Bob Dylan or whatever.
Absolutely.
So this one, when we started designing this guitar, I said, I want the bluegrass killer. I want the guitar that when you strum it, the rest of the instruments in an ensemble get scared. Right? So this has a Adirondack top on it. It's got a genuine Honduran mahogany back and sides. Of course, it's got a mahogany neck on it. And then we do the old dovetail neck joint that Martin used to do back in the 1930s. It's
absolutely.
Compound
the
taper.
The true dovetail joint.
When you play this, you can feel the vibration.
Absolutely.
All up and down the neck. And when an instrument comes alive in your body and you're getting all that feedback, you just play better.
I'm with you.
And you play with more enthusiasm. And so that was important. Then what we do is we actually ship all these with a card.
Yeah.
And if you look at that card, you can actually see the top thickness, the back thickness, the frequency of the top, the frequency of the back, and the overall fundamental frequency of the guitar. This particular one has a fundamental frequency of, is that 103?
That's what it says to me.
Yep.
103 hertz.
Okay, so to get that, we know that this size air chamber, there's a certain separation that we want. So if you tap back here and you tap here, there's 30, I would guess, hertz difference between that top and the back.
Really?
You always want the back to be higher in hertz than the top. Hertz go up with more weight and more density. They go down with less weight and less density. So
that makes sense.
So our back is a more dense wood. Mm-hmm. This has a specific gravity of about 0.59, and this has a specific gravity that would be closer to 45.
That is awesome.
So we then take the bracing and we hand carve on the braces until we get to that target frequency. We do the same thing on the back. On the third brace back there, we'll carve on it until we get the right separation. Then when this guitar is done, and it looks just like this, we go in a final room, and we tap it into the frequency reader. And if it is not right in the sweet spot of where we want to be, we loosen up the strings, we go in through the sound hole, and we carve on the X brace again. With the finger blades.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. So I bet you guys did not know that this fella is this much into, he's not just the face of these guitars. Like, he's giving you these specs. This is awesome. I absolutely love this. And the thought process, because a lot of guitar companies don't talk about the back and side, the resonance of it. They'll tap tone tops and they'll work through their stuff. But this is awesome stuff that you guys are doing.
95% of the guitars in this shop, all they do is they have a measurement that they carve every top to. They pay no attention to what's going on with the wood. And can I just tell a little story?
You tell a story.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. I'm going to pretend I'm a Sitka tree. And I'm growing in Alaska. And I'm fighting my way up through this old-growth forest, right?
Yep.
That forest has been there for several thousand years. And it's got all kinds of life living there. And I'm struggling for water. I'm competing for sunshine. I got trees falling on me. I got animals trying to eat me. And I keep fighting 6 inches a year to go up through that forest. And voila, 500 years later, I'm 300 feet tall and I'm broken through the canopy and I'm a fully mature Sitka tree. Now, put that in perspective. Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. Forgot my poem. 1492.
I wasn't going to correct you, but okay. We're
520 years ago.
Yes.
So the top, if it's a Sitka top, that top could be growing when Columbus first.
That's crazy.
Just to put the time frame into perspective. Okay, now, picture that poor tree. Let's say that it ended up growing like this. Can you imagine standing there like this for 500 years?
No.
You'd be one stressful son of a gun. And the wood's going to be different right here than it's going to be
Absolutely.
here. And when the wood breaks through that canopy, it's going to be different than the wood that's at the bottom of that tree. All the way to that tree is sitting on some of that wood, right? So if you just take a tree, cut your cylinder, do your quarter saw, and put it in a guitar, like we all used to do, and like other companies still do, you could have a really dense piece of wood, you could have a really light piece of wood.
In the same tree.
We know there's over 30% variance in the same tree if you take that wood, right?
Absolutely.
Okay? So, what we do is we actually analyze every piece of wood that comes in. We put a separate label on it, and in most factories, there's a stack of Sitka. Let's say they sort it by how it looks. I've got 100 sets of 2A Sitka. We have one top that we have measured its density, its weight, its frequency, and we selectively choose that top for the specific guitar that we're trying to build.
That's awesome.
Right? One by one.
Mm-hmm.
And we do that on every Bedell that we build.
That is awesome. And that's why we were so excited to get involved with this. I mean, not only that, but your wood collection is by far some of the most amazing stuff I've ever seen. I've been working with other manufacturers for a lot of years, and seeing this stuff, I got pictures of things that were sent to me that were some of the most incredible backs and sides, incredible tops. And right now, you guys are sitting on the biggest stockpile of Brazilian rosewood for any guitar manufacturer. Is that correct?
100%. There was actually they were a church ornament company just outside of Madrid, Spain, and they had bought a bunch of Brazilian rosewood back in 1950s and had put it in a warehouse and just stored it. And I found out about it, and they had the invoices, they had all the paperwork, and I flew over and I said, can I buy it all? And to my knowledge, I have the only large collection of Brazilian rosewood that is legally documented.
Papered all the way.
You can travel all over the world with it, take it on tour, you can resell it.
Here's what's really, really cool.
Would you like to see one?
I would love to see one. I'll hold this. You go ahead and grab.
John, would you hand me the guitar right there?
So here's what's really cool about, not only does it have amazing Brazilian, but it's not charging an arm and a leg. This is what I'm most admiring about your guys' collection of Brazilian. You're not just trying to go with the highest dollar value that's out there for Brazilian rosewood.
We want to make these available to people.
Absolutely.
Look at that. I mean, to me, that's just about as elegant a piece of wood as you could imagine.
It is, and this is part of, by the way, part of the new limited collection that just got introduced this week. But again, affordable Brazilian rosewood. I'm serious. I've got manufacturers I work with that charge more than this guitar completed for the upgrade price for Brazilian.
Oh yeah.
And this is great stuff. So this is not slab cut, weird, crazy Brazilian that's that's sitting around. This is really good quality Brazilian rosewood.
So this one was fun. Most really beautiful guitars, people say, I leave that one at home and then I've got my road guitar, right?
Sure.
We actually named this limited edition series the Spotlight series. And people go, why did you name it that? We built these to go on a stage and to play. We said we want to make these guitars sound so good that when an artist is playing, they just go, I have to have this guitar.
I'm with you.
Right? And so every little thing we could do, we've got the LR Baggs Anthem electronics in it. I mean, we really hand-tuned and hand-built.
Seriously, it is tuned great because I was playing it. I'm usually not a cutaway fan. This is not my style. I love that. This does not sound like a cutaway dread. This sounds like a big boy dread that is just,
Yep.
I was totally blown away with this guitar.
Well, that's one of the fun things about you guys. So most of our stuff is not cutaway. So we had a lot of requests for cutaway. So we build these out of cutaway, and then you asked us if we would build them without the cutaway. I heard that, I died laughing. I go, oh, of course.
Of course, that's that guy, right? I'm going to be that guy. But absolutely, I know it's there. Everybody, there's a different market for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just personally not a cutaway guy,
Which is cool, but this, from a performance point of view, there is a brace that goes across here, and when you tap here, there's nothing going on. And there's nothing going on up here. So this does not in any way change the sound. All the sound is down here.
Down here.
Right? We have to put a brace across here for the integrity of the neck and the top.
Absolutely.
And so in all guitars, people say, well, the cutaway, you're going to take away part of your air chamber. You do, but in fact, it doesn't really have a whole lot of impact on the sound.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So what I officially did was, he said, is John offended Tom Bedell by asking for a non-cutaway.
No, you didn't. We told you we'd build it for
I'm
you.
just kidding. No, this has been awesome. It is a cool partnership that we actually are getting into. Is we're going to be doing some cool collaborations because you have this ability to build guitars like nobody else has the ability to do. I'm so stoked about this. I really am. It's going to be awesome.
All right, can I show you one more?
I would love to see one more. What would you love to show us? Cocobolo.
This is one of my favorites. So this is Cocobolo. This actually came from Nicaragua. Cocobolo has a density of 1.1, which means it actually would sink in water. Mm-hmm. It's the most dense wood that we work with, but it's in the same family as Brazilian. It's a D'Albergio. This is a brand new top. Look at that spalded maple.
I saw it. It's gorgeous. I love the new appointments
that we
of the
put in
new
there.
Revolution
This
series.
is so rich looking, right? And this is one of our little angels. One of our best stats are parlors. This thing kicks out a mountainous sound. It's just
powerful.
Fabulous.
It is powerful. And like you said, again, you guys are voicing this stuff, so it doesn't necessarily sound like everybody else's Cocobolo guitars. It doesn't sound like everybody's Brazilian rosewood guitars.
This doesn't sound like anybody else's.
I agree with you.
And the reason is that they cut it to dimension. They don't cut it to density, right? So if you walk around our display and you look at our back thicknesses, this is the thinnest back
of all of them?
Sure, because Cocobolo is the most dense.
Yep. And there's a lot of companies that don't even like to work with Cocobolo because it's such an oily wood and vice. But you guys are really creating some gorgeous guitars out of Cocobolo, and I haven't heard you complain about it.
Oh, gosh, no. Gosh, no. And look at that hard rock maple neck. I mean,
and I love this. I'll tell you what my favorite thing about the Revolution guitars was when we got one in, is this sunburst type fade that is going in here. You know, that, again, another attention to detail that's not just a solid color stain on a neck. It actually has its own character that blends in with the guitar as well. So very, very cool. One thing I think everybody should be aware of, and if you haven't had a chance, go on the Bedell website. This guy's got tons of photos and information about him personally going out and picking some of these woods and checking this stuff out. This is a passion, and it makes me excited because now we get to have somebody that is as passionate about guitars, but not only that, but is also into the woods and into the ecology of it all. And this is really, really cool. So definitely check out their website. I want you, to really do that because that's a really cool function, as well as, of course, our website. We want them to come.
Exactly, come to yours. And I'll see all you folks in Springfield this winter.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to the Facebook. We're gonna have more of these videos, and come by the website. Come by the shop. He's gonna be here. We're gonna have him here. We're gonna talk even more. So thank you guys for watching, and thanks again, Tom. Appreciate it.
All righty.
Hey guys, as you can tell, we are acoustic instrument enthusiasts, so we love talking about instruments and playing them, and YouTube allows us to do that.
That's right. So we want you guys to subscribe down below. Make sure to do that. Make sure to comment. We love talking about this stuff.
Please be nice, though. I know that we say things that are wrong sometimes and play wrong notes, but you don't have to point it out. We know. And if you are going to point it out, just be nice. But
yeah, do that. Be nice. We'd appreciate that.
Either way, whether you're nice or not, we do appreciate you watching the video, and we got more coming.
And thank you guys so much for just being here.
Thanks for watching.